What's up, Silver and Black Nation? Welcome to the Silver and Black Lair. I'm your host, the Bat Fry, Kenny Frie, and you know what day it is. It is Tuesday, Blues Day, baby. Uh, love Tuesdays. That means we're getting one step closer to Hump Day, which means it's one step closer to the freaking weekend. Here we go. So before we get this show kicked off, rocking and rolling, I want to let you know that today's show is brought to you by Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. You can reach Big Al at 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. Jason Fine specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and falls, workman's comp, and personal injury claims. He has 3 office locations conveniently located throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. His office in New Jersey is located at Cherry Hill on 3 Greensward Lane. The phone number there is 856-209-5258. And he has 2 offices located in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, one on the east side and one on the west side. We'll start out there on the west side of Pennsylvania. He has an office located in Pittsburgh at 500 Grand Street, Suite 2900. The phone number there is 412-365-8151. And on the eastern part of the state, he has an office located in Philly, 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. The phone number there is 267-888-2980. That's Jason Fine, Big Al. Make sure you let him know that you're part of the Out of the Box Sports family, and he'll hook you up with a great deal. All righty then. I'm back. All right. Great win last night for the Kings against the Golden Knights. We'll kick it off there. Great win. Great win. Exciting game. And despite what the score says, it was really, really back and forth. Kings started off that first period looking like the better team, controlling the game. And then about halfway through that first period, they lost all mojo. The Golden Knights took over. The Kings couldn't get out of their own way. And the Kings were lucky to get out of the first period with a lead. You know, it was 1-0 after one. And it just didn't look good going into the second period. Like I said, the Golden Knights just taking control of the game, living in the Kings zone. The Kings could not clear the puck. It was just a constant struggle. You know, guys left out there on long shifts because of it. And they were getting run through the ringer. And same thing for almost all of the second period as well. The Golden Knights were able to throw in a couple of goals, go up 2-1. And they just owned the Kings in the second period. I don't know. It was the Kings didn't have a shot on goal. Jesus, for almost I don't know the exact time, but it was like 20 to almost 20 game minutes, almost a full period, I guess. It was something like that. Like they had a shot on goal, I think, with maybe like 8 or 9 minutes to go in the first. And then you get another shot until maybe 10 minutes left in the second. Something. It was something around that. It was really crazy. It just they just could not get anything going. Second half of the first period and the whole second period. But then they came out in the third and they lit the asses up. They lit the Golden Knights asses up, and they didn't see it coming. Kings were able to get 4 goals there in the third period, and they just constant barrage, attack in the net, throwing the puck at the net, just creating plays, just swarming. It's the best way to describe it, for myself is a swarming attack, and it was awesome. It was awesome. And so far in February, this offense has come alive. It's been really impressive. I mean, so far this month, they've only had, I think, 6 games in February. So far this month, they've scored 5 goals 3 times. In this month so far, they scored 6 goals 1 time, 4 goals another time, and their only loss this month. They scored 1 goal, and that was a loss before the 4 Nations break against the Ducks. So yeah, the offense has come alive, and it's been great to see, and a lot of it has to do with just it seems like there's a different type of mentality coming into February, and it's just attack. It's swarming, just getting to the net, and just wave after wave. It's awesome to see. It's really awesome to see. Hopefully they can keep that rolling, and take that along here through the rest of March. Only a couple games left here in March, or I mean in February, and headed into March. Getting ahead of myself here. So So looking at last night, early on, Las Vegas, very good. They don't take a lot of penalties, and they mentioned a couple times in the broadcast, only taking about 4 minutes, 4.4 minutes per game. And right off the bat, Las Vegas took back-to-back penalties in the first. The Kings were able to capitalize on one of them. Trevor Moore scored a power play goal, assisted by Quentin Byfield and Jordan Spence. Uh, Byfield, it was a shot from Byfield with Trevor Moore deflection, and it looked like it was a setup play. They kind of mentioned that. I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Warren Fogle coming across the goalie's face and then coming the opposite way across the goalie's face. He had Trevor Moore, and you could see him kind of adjust his hands on the stick. He slid his hands up the stick a little bit, waiting for a deflection, waiting for a shot from QB. And QB saw the moment there. And with those guys passing in front of the goalie, your line of sight's off a little bit, and QB took the shot. And it appeared the goalie saw it, but Trevor Moore able to get that stick up there, hit off the. I think it hit off the shaft, the lower part of the shaft of the stick, and past the goalie in. Beautiful goal, great setup, power play goal. We'll take that any day of the week. So great job there. uh, so yeah, Darcy Kemper at the end of the first period, like I said, when Vegas Golden Knights taken over halfway through the first period. Yeah, a lot of great saves, especially there the last few minutes of the first period. That's really great saves. One sprawling save where he got with his I think it was his left pad. I think it was his left pad. Just sprawled out, and just kind of threw that leg out there and got it. So it's a great job by Darcy Kemper, especially weathering the storm there late in the first period. So heading into the second period, it's more of the same from the Golden Knights. They just kind of own the Kings, just living in the King zone, moving the puck around, taking shots, and the Kings just couldn't clear it. I mean, that it was as simple as that. Could not clear it. Uh, they dominated the Kings, for half, for basically almost 30 minutes, 30 game time minutes. So, uh, Golden Knights were able to get a pair of goals there in the second period. Um, McNabb, former LA King, there he scores his fourth of the season, assisted by Hurdle and Korczak. And then Mark Stone off a deflection, he scores assisted by Hannafin and Howden. And so yeah, the Golden Knights had to be feeling pretty good about themselves heading into the third period. Just really having control of the game. Physically, uh, wearing the Kings down. Just wearing them down, wearing them down, wearing them down. And they had a feel just really optimistic, really good going into the second intermission there before the third period. And they have to feel like they have the Kings on the brink, and the Kings came out just like a different team. I don't want to say rejuvenated, but they just almost uh, reinvigorated. You know what I mean? It's tenacity, very tenacious. It's just like a different team. Trevor Moore, he scores a goal in the third period to tie things up. It was his 10th of the season, second of the game, assisted by Warren Fogle and Darcy Kemper. That's right, Kemper got in on an assist there. Warren Fogle gives the Kings a lead. That made it 3-2. This is his 15th, assisted by Quentin Byfield. Uh, it was a great pass by Byfield. It was I think it was a backhand pass to get it to Fogle, and Fogle, just beautiful. I don't know if you'd call it a deke or not. In front of the net, with sticks from the defenders coming at him, he's able to fake one way. The goalie goes after the puck with a stick, and is able just to sweep it around, coming to the opposite end there in the net. Great job by Warren Fogle and QB. QB was just awesome this game. It took a couple penalties, but overall he was just fantastic in this game. Absolutely fantastic. A couple primary assists, a couple secondary assists as well. Quentin Byfield. If you've seen last week's episode where I had Connor Doyle on from the Hockey News, we were talking about how well Quentin Byfield's playing, just not showing up in the goals or the stat sheet a lot. But recently he's been the driving force behind this team offensively. Absolutely, it doesn't matter who's on his line. It was the Byfield Fiala LaFerriere line was just really eating it up so far in February. But now it just seems like with Hiller going 11-7, the constant rotation of lines, guys on different lines, and mixing the lines up. It doesn't matter who's on Fiala's line or on Byfield's line. He's been outstanding. QB has been absolutely outstanding. But that's his 20th assist of the season. Next, Edmondson extends the lead. Joel Edmondson does with his fifth goal of the season, assisted by Kempe and Quentin Byfield again. Beautiful shot from Edmondson, from deep outside, deep in, just inside the blue line. I guess it would be right at the top of the offensive zone. Beautiful shot. Able to get it through some traffic. It was like a knuckle puck. So they was able to get in there. Had a lot of uh, it was flipping a lot. I should say. Like, it was an off center pass. It was kind of the pass wasn't settled on the ice. That's the only way they could get it to him, and he just he ripped it, and that sucker was moving. It was moving. It was just end over end, and not an easy shot to stop for the goalie. Kevin Fiala finishes the game off here, extends the lead to 5-2. He scores his 23rd of the season. As he continues to stay hot. 23rd of the season. Adrian Kempe, 23rd assist on the season. And Quentin Byfield, again, another assist in the game. Kempe with a couple assists. Byfield, 4 assists in the game. Absolutely awesome. Trevor Moore, a couple goals. So it's a lot of great play by the Kings today, last night. So Darcy Kemper stopped 21 of 23 shots for a 913 save percentage. And the Las Vegas Golden Knights, they took 8. They had 8 penalty minutes. So huge advantage for the Kings there, getting the Golden Knights off their game a little bit. Looking at some game stats, shot wise goes to the Golden Knights 23-19. Hits go to the Golden Knights 23-17. Face-offs go to the Kings 27-26. Power play goals or power play, the Golden Knights were 0 for 2. The Kings were 1 for 3. And block shots, Golden Knights 15, Kings 19. A lot of block shots for the Kings. 4 shots, 5 block shots. I'm sorry, by Jacob Overar. Great job by him. Mikey Anderson, Tanner Janot, keeping physical, 3 hits a piece there. Kopitar at the face-off circle, 12 wins there at the face-offs, 66.7% face-off win percentage for Kopi. Great job there. Trevor Moore, 4 shots on goal, led the team there. So yeah, I just can't say enough about last night's game. Huge emotional game. It's one of those things that Eddie Garcia talked about on Locked On Kings. If you listen to that podcast at all on the Locked On Podcast Network, or if you watch it or whatever on YouTube, it's something he talked about. Is it can be an 8-point swing. It's either the Kings are 5 points down, or they're 9 points down. So, or it's not an 8-point swing, a 4-point swing. I'm sorry, 8-point swing. That's crazy. A 4-point swing right there. So it's they went into the game 7 points out. 7 points behind Vegas, who was leading the Pacific Division. And like I said, you lose, you're 9 points out. You win, you're 5 points out. It's a 4-point difference there. It's a huge game. And so the Kings are still in it. If they're going to make a push, for that number 1 spot in the West, or in the Pacific Division, and kind of get a home ice advantage there. So, all right. So yeah, the Kings continue their winning ways in February, 5-1 in February so far. They kicked off the return from the Four Nations break against the Utah Hockey Club. That was on Saturday. Now that game I didn't get to watch too much of. I was at my daughter's softball tournament. That was an indoor tournament. It was at night, so I didn't get to see a whole lot of it because it's the Kings game started at 9 p.m. here on the East Coast, and we still had a couple more games to go through. I was able to catch a little bit of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just read off the scoring pretty much, and what I did see from what I watched, and go from there. The first period, the Kings beat the Utah Hockey Club 5-3. First period, Barrett Hayton scored his 13th goal of the season, a power play goal, assisted by Schmaltz and Gunther. 30 seconds later, Drew Doughty gets his first goal of the season, slap shot, which is great to see. His first of the season is, it's one thing Drew Doughty brings to the Kings, just an awesome slap shot. It's a shot that's not utilized all that often, and it was a nice pass. That's it didn't have too much heat on the pass where Doughty could just watch that sucker all the way in and wind up and just rip it. And with a little bit of traffic in front, the goalie had no chance at all. So that tied it up at one. That's assisted by Fiala and Edmondson. That's Fiala's 15th assist of the season at that point. Edmondson's 7th. Uh, Barrett Hayton scored again in the second period, his 14th, another power play goal, assisted by Schmaltz and Keller. Fiala scored a little bit later on, a power play goal, his 22nd of the season. At that point, Kopitar, 33rd assist, and Drew Doughty, he assisted as well, his second assist of the season. LeFerrier scored also in the second period to give the Kings a 3-2 lead. His 15th of the season, Doughty's third assist, and Joel Edmondson assisted as well, his ninth of the season. Trevor Lewis getting on the old score sheet there. How about that? Trevor Lewis putting some pucks in the back of the net. How about that? There we go. Trevor Lewis scores in the third, his fourth of the season. Jordan Spence, that was with the assist, and Philly D is Spence's 15th assist, and Philly Denol, his 24th of the season. And Barrett Hayton gets a hat trick against the Kings, his 15th goal of the season, assisted by Carcone and Sean Dursey, former LA King Sean Dursey. And then Mikey Anderson's able to seal the deal with an empty netter, his sixth goal of the season, assisted by Philip Denol. So yeah, the one thing I did notice about this game, from what little I was able to watch, and then I went back and watched some highlights. Barrett Hayton just absolutely lived in front of the net. The dude just kind of hunkered down. He lived in front of the net, and it's not good to see. You don't want to see that at all. Just didn't. Like any goal that he scored, I think the one goal he scored was contested, but the other ones just didn't feel like they were contested. He looked like and felt like he was just by himself hanging out there and just waiting for a rebound or for a pass to put it in. So the Kings had to do a better job at that, and I think they did do a pretty decent job against the Vegas Golden Knights. From what I saw this morning after work. Anyway, so that's one of the things that I saw, and yeah, so it's that basically that was it. Looking at game stats here, the Utah Hockey Club, which I'm not a big fan. I don't know what you guys think, if you're hockey fans or not, if you're just watching to watch me stumble over my words and say 15,000 times. But I'm not a big fan of the Utah Hockey Club team name there, the Hockey Club. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like it. I wish they had come up with some sort of freaking name. I don't know what. But they need to figure something out. I'm just not a fan of it. We got a couple comments here. Eileen checking in. Hello, Eileen. For all you Seinfeld fans out there. Hello, la, la, la. If you know, you know. I hope you're doing well, Eileen. And Cowboy Dave checking in. He said, morning, big man. Morning, showstopper. The Heartbreak Kid, Dave Yarnell. You can check Dave out Wednesdays, 9:30 p.m. on Dem 215 Boys. Actually, I think they're going through a name change right now. Let me check that out real quick. It's not Dem 215 Boys anymore. The Cowboys Weekly show. It's they've kicked the 215 Boys name out of there, and now they are Cowboys Weekly. So nice change there. And also, Cowboy Dave will be on Saturday nights, the Atomic Drop podcast. I will be back on this Saturday. I should be. This is my work weekend. We haven't worked in a little while, but we'll see what happens. But I should be on this weekend. We'll see what happens. No matter what, the Atomic Drop will be on. Either myself or Paul will be hosting, and you'll have Cowboy Dave and hopefully some guys from the Part-Time Marks hanging out with us. Great guys there. They Part-Time Marks, check them out tonight. 10:30, I believe they go on. So be sure to check them out. I'll let you know when we do the schedule here in a little bit. At the end of the show, I'll go over the schedule for the rest of the week. So thanks for checking out the show, guys. So just looking at the stats for the game again. Utah Hockey Club, shit name. I hate it. Some people like it. I dig the uniforms. I dig the colors. Uh, the Carolina blue and the black and stuff like that, and the white. I think that nice colors there. But Utah Hockey Club, that sucks. That sucks. Period. I don't know. I don't know what you call yourselves. I don't know. I know they're tossing around the idea of Yeti, but I think they're shut down uh, for copyright issue reasons or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't know what else there could be. The Utah Mormons. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, uh, the Utah ski slopes. Utah. I don't know what the hell do they have in Utah. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in Utah. Um, I don't know. Utah. Jesus. If you're watching, think of a good name for Utah. I want to hear what your thoughts are on a good name for the Utah Hockey Club. The Utah is something. The Utah Puckleheads. I don't know. Utah, you know, Slapnuts. Utah. What the hell they do in Utah? I don't even know. I don't. I just can't think of anything that comes from Utah. Um, you know, you're able to marry many wives. I think that's Utah, right? Polygamy. I think that is right. I don't know. The Utah polygamist, maybe that ain't right. That's not fair. Cowboy Dave checking us. Don't forget about Louisiana Larry. LOL. I'm not sure why he's Louisiana, but yes, our boy Larry, Mr. Black Lightning, former indie wrestler. That was his gimmick name, Black Lightning. So just so you know. All right. Uh, so looking at the game stats again, as I keep getting distracted by the Utah Hockey Club name, and then it's trying to think of a new one for him, and I can't come up with anything. Shots on goal went to Utah, 28-26. Hits went to the Kings, 24-20. Face-offs went to Utah, 37-27. That's probably one of the worst um, differences that I've seen in the face-off circle for the Kings. Like they, for the most part, usually they're pretty close, so the Kings have come out on top on those. But that's the biggest gap that I've seen so far this season. 37-27. Kopi, I believe, was around 40%, which he's been solid this season in the face-off circle. Stenling for the Utah Hockey Club was 10-4, and Hayton was 12-8. So 10 face-off wins for Stenling and 12 for Hayton. Both Stenling was, I think, 70%. So those guys really did a hell of a job there in the face-off circle, and it's tough. You lose those face-offs, and that led to one of the goals in this game here was Kopitar, his inability to win the face-off in the defensive zone, and that's when you really want to win those face-offs, defensive zone. I think it might have been on a power play, but I'm not really sure. That which led to one of Hayton's goals, Barrett Hayton. So they were able to win that face-off. I think they took a shot right away. And I don't know if Hayton got it on a rebound or a deflection or what it was, but it's tough. Power plays. Utah was 2 for 2, and LA was 1 for 2. Block shots 20 for Utah, 23 for the Kings. So there's that. Kings missed a couple opportunities in the first. Fiala, he had a fast break from what was it? Was it an outlet pass, or was it a bad pass from Utah? I don't remember exactly what it was, but whatever it was, Fiala got out in front and just missed. What did it hit the crossbar to go wide? I don't remember exactly, but a fast break. It was just him and the goalie with defender right on his hip. So it was pretty close. So I wouldn't call it a breakaway, but Drew Doughty had a slapper in the first period as well, which was deflected by Trevor Lewis, and it hit the crossbar. I think it was Trevor Lewis. I watched it a bunch of times, the replay, and I couldn't tell who it was. You had a uh, who else was down bottom? Crap, I don't remember who else it was. If it was Trevor Moore or not. For some reason, I feel like it was Trevor Moore down there as well. But it was somebody with a six on his back. So it was either Trevor Lewis or Joel Edmondson. I think it was Trevor Lewis with a deflection, but it hit the crossbar. So it was a bummer there. Uh, some great puck movement on the power play with the one where Fiala scored on the power play on the one timer after the Kings miss on a bit of a fast break. Able to get a couple rebounds there, and they were able to work it around and get it to Fiala. Fiala, puts it in there. So, and again, there's one thing the Kings were really doing a really good job at was just getting fast breaks and crashing the net. Just multiple guys crashing the net, looking for rebounds, looking for second scoring opportunities, and just keep putting it on the net, keep putting it on the net, and good things will happen. So, Leferrier, another. Uh, I guess this one might have been a breakaway. I don't know if it was a fast break or breakaway. I don't know what really constitutes a fast break to breakaway. I don't know, but Leferrier found himself right place, right time. The puck was in the air. I think it was Edmondson caught it out of the air with his glove, sat it down, passed it back to Doughty and Leferrier. I think Leferrier started to break right away. Doughty seen it. He was able to put a perfect pass on a stick as Leferrier got behind the Utah's defense and was able to get it in there on Utah. So that was his 15th goal of the season. So right place, right time for Leferrier, and great job finishing it off. So which it seems to be a problem. It seems to be a problem this year with the scoring woes that the Kings have had, especially in January. Just being able to capitalize on opportunities, especially fast breaks or breakaways, and 2-on-1s and such, and just not being able to capitalize on them. It really hurts. You have to be able to capitalize on some of them. You're not going to get all of them, but you need to capitalize on some of them. And it just felt like in January they weren't getting any of them, but now it seemed like they're getting a little bit more. Cowboy Dave has a name for Utah. The Utah Icemen. That's not bad. That's all right. I'm not crazy about it, but it's probably better than Utah Hockey Club. The Utah Icemen. I don't know. Utah. What the hell do they do in Utah? I just can't think of anything. The Utah. I don't know. There's already some cat names. What do we have? We have the Florida Panthers. So it can't be any kind of cat. What other cat names are there? You can go Cougar, I guess, but BYU. I don't know if they'd have a problem with that. They're the Cougars. Uh, Maybe go like with a Husky, like the Utah Huskies or something. I don't know. Or if you want to go something like cool, something a little bit more original. Icemen. That's original. I haven't heard any of those. I haven't ever heard of that name before. Besides the Iceman Chuck Liddell, right? So he might have a problem with that. Uh, he goes Sasquatch, the Utah Sasquatch. The hell with the Yeti, right? The Utah Sasquatch, the Utah Snow Monsters, the Utah Chupacabras. That's not in Utah. Excuse me. But there has to be a decent name out there. There has to be. There's somebody out there in podcast land that eventually is going to watch this or is watching this right now. There has to be a decent name for this team, this franchise, and not Coyotes. From Arizona. That's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. There's no Coyotes. Well, I'm sure there's Coyotes in Utah. The Utah Buffalo, the Utah Bison, the Utah. It doesn't have to be an animal. The Utah Thunder Snow, Thunder Blizzard, the Utah Blizzard. No, that's stupid. I don't know. It's kind of killing me now. It's pissing me off thinking about it. I wish I didn't think about it. I wish I didn't have that thought. Anyway, so up next for the Kings here after a big win against Utah on Saturday, an even bigger win last night at home against the Vegas Golden Knights. Up next for the Kings, another big game against the Vancouver Canucks on Wednesday. Vancouver's just behind the Kings there. I'll go over the standings here in a minute, but they're just behind the Kings. So that's another big game Wednesday, the 26th of February, 10 p.m. Eastern. So out for you out west, that'd be 7 p.m. Pacific. This one's on TNT, True TV, and Max, so you can check them out there if you don't have the FanDuel Sportsbook network or whatever the hell it is that they watch their games on out there. Then they go to Dallas. They go on a little bit of a mini road trip here. They go to Dallas on Friday, the final day of February. That's an 8 p.m. game, 8 p.m. start. Then they head to St. Louis on Saturday, which, yeah, looking at the schedule coming up, they have 3 games in St. Louis and like three of their 4 games, first 4 games of March against St. Louis. I think it goes St. Louis, Chicago, and then 2 games against St. Louis and Los Angeles. It's crazy. I don't know why the scheduling is like that, but whatever. So yeah, so big game at Dallas Friday. Dallas, one of the best teams in the league, second overall in the West right now. St. Louis, that's Saturday. Then at Chicago on Monday, that's March 3rd, and I'll go live again next Tuesday, recap all those games, and let you know my thoughts on them for what I've seen and whatnot. I try to watch most of the games. Well, the ones I don't, I at least listen to or go back and check the highlights out, just so I have a decent idea and I don't sound like an idiot when I come on here. More so of an idiot anyway. How about the Utah Thunderbirds? There we go, the Thunderbirds. And that's a different one. The Utah Thunderbirds. Got a nice Thunderbird logo on their chest. That one ain't bad. That one's better than Iceman. I like that one better than Iceman, Dave. So, Eileen, I don't know if you're still watching. What the hell do you got? The Utah Yankees or what? Utah Jets? No, we already got the Winnipeg Jets. It can't be that. What do you got, Eileen, if you're watching? The Utah Camels, the Hump Day, right? The Utah Humps. There we go. I don't know. I don't know about the marketing for that one, but so looking at standings in the Pacific Division, Vegas still leads the Pacific Division. 34 wins, 18 losses, 6 overtime losses, 74 points, a plus 29 goal differential. They've played 58 games, and we're getting to that part of the season now where you start looking at games played. There's about 25 or so games left. So 25, 26 for the Kings, somewhere around there. I think they have 16 games, and I think they have 16 games in March. I think they have nine in April. They have 2 more this month. So that'd put it at what, 27? So something like that. So behind Vegas, you have Edmonton, 57 games played, 34 wins, 19 losses, 4 overtime losses, 72 points, and a goal differential of plus 23. The Kings sitting there in the 3 hole, the 3 spot. Only 55 games played, so they have a couple games in hand on these guys. 31 wins, 17 losses, 7 overtime losses, 69 points, 20 plus 20 in the goal differential. And like I said, Vancouver's right behind the Kings. They have 57 games played, 26 wins, 20 losses, 11 overtime losses, a lot of overtime losses for Vancouver. 63 points. So now they're 6 points behind the Kings, so a little bit of distance there for the Kings. Vancouver sitting at a minus 14. Calgary, 56 games played, 27 wins, 21 losses, 8 overtime losses, 62 points, minus 16 in the goal differential. Anaheim, the Ducks are playing pretty decent as of late. 56 games played, 25 wins, 24 losses, 7 overtime losses, 57 points, a minus 28 goal differential. Seattle, 59 games played, 25 wins, 30 losses, 4 overtime losses, 54 points, minus 16. A lot of people were high on Seattle this year. I'm kind of surprised they're at where they're at right now. Just by how many people were really high on them coming into the season. And we got Stacy checking in. What's up, Stacy? So glad to hear from you. It's been a little while since I've heard from you. My And that's all my fault. My schedule's been crazy. You know, either I was sick for like 2 weeks where I couldn't talk, or I was, legit like, sick, not being able to get out of bed. And then just, uh, falling asleep, before a show and not being able to get on it. So that's the kind of host you're dealing with here. But thank you for checking it out, Stacy. And how about you, Stacy? What are you thinking? Utah Hockey Club. We need a name. So far, Dave has the Utah Iceman. I don't like that one. The Utah Thunderbirds. That one's all right. That's better than the Iceman. I said the Utah Knuckle Pucks. The Utah Humps. For Camel Hump Day. Utah Humps. I like that one. So what do you think? Any name for Utah here? Um, Stacey is the same here. Beginning of the year is my busiest time. Well, and it's not that I was busy. My schedule's pretty well set. It's just that uh preoccupied or just unable to stay awake. So that's why I pushed the start time to these shows to 9 a.m. because so what happened? I'm going to explain this. I probably explained this a couple times on here. So the last couple of years, uh, the kids, I'd get them off to the bus, and then I would take the little guy to preschool, and I'd come back home, and it'd be quarter after 9, and so 10 a.m. isn't that far off. So I would do a couple things here or there. Check my notes out that I had written down for that show that day, for whatever show I was doing, and then I would hop on at 10 a.m. No problem. Well, now that the little guy is in kindergarten, his bus is picking him up at 20 after 8. I'm getting home at 8:30. I'm like, all right, got an hour and a half. I got an hour and a half to kill here before I got to go at 10 a.m. And I just wasn't making it. I was not making it, and so yeah, so I had to move everything up to 9 a.m. because it's just easier that way. So here we go. The Utah Bearcats. That ain't bad. I like that one. I like the Utah Bearcats. So there's Bearcats and Thunderbirds. Hmm. I think I could see a Bearcat on the front of that on the front of that jersey. So the only thing with the Thunderbird is I feel like they're gonna have to almost go like a triangular type logo on the front of the jersey. I think they probably want to keep the circle. That's why I think I could see the Bearcat, the Utah Bearcats. That ain't bad. I don't know if that would be any issue with University of Cincinnati. It can't be. I just can't see how there's all these teams, especially like throughout the college ranks and stuff like that, and there's all the Jets and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think you can copyright a team name. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but the Utah Bearcats, that ain't bad at all. And Stacy's laughing probably at the Utah Humps or the Knuckle Pucks. Um, so yeah, so looking at the West overall here, Winnipeg is leading the West overall, uh, kicking everybody's ass. 41 wins, 14 losses, 3 overtime losses, 85 points. And you have Dallas right behind them at 76 points. Vegas Golden Knights 74 points. Minnesota 72 points. Edmonton 72 points. The Kings at 69 points. Colorado 68. Vancouver 63. Calgary 62. Utah 59, and so on and so on. So what does that mean? Well, if the season ended today, which it does not, but if it ended today, your top three teams in the Central would be Winnipeg, Dallas, and Minnesota, with Winnipeg being the number one overall seed. And then your top three teams in the Pacific would be Vegas, Edmonton, and LA, with Vegas being the number two overall seed. And your wild card teams would be Colorado and Vancouver. So matchup wise, you'd have Winnipeg versus Vancouver. So you'd have your number one versus your number 8. Vegas against Colorado, your number 2 against number 7. And then you go to the Central. The number 2 in the Central faces the number 3 in the Central, with the number 2 having the home ice advantage. And same thing in the Pacific. The number 2 plays the number 3, with the number 2 seed overall in the Pacific having the home ice advantage over number 3. And you look at Winnipeg, Vancouver, Vegas against Colorado, Dallas against Minnesota, and then Edmonton against LA. Once again, That would make it 4 years in a row. But the season doesn't end today. So, and I mentioned it last week's episode when I had Connor Doyle on from the Hockey News, co-editor of the Hockey News LA. Uh, I said I'd rather play Vegas than Edmonton, and he feels like that the Kings might match up better against Edmonton than Vegas. And playoff hockey is a total different story than regular season hockey. So these games between the Kings and Vegas during the regular season, they don't. I don't think they really um, lend a realist scenario where if they played each other in playoffs, I think it'd be a totally different game. It'd be a low scoring, physical, defensive driven type game. Whereas each of these games so far have been, you know, the winning team scoring a crap ton of goals. The first game the Kings lost to Vegas in Vegas 6-1. The second game the Kings beat Vegas in LA 6-3. Now this one they beat Vegas in LA 5-2. So I don't think that's the standard bearer for those two teams if they were to play each other in the playoffs. I feel like it'd be a low scoring tight game. So and the Edmonton thing, it's just I don't know. It's just something. Edmonton's like the boogeyman, right? They're in your head. They're scary, but sometimes you just got to turn your back on them and say, you know what, you have no power over me. Like the movie Labyrinth, right? She turned her back on the Goblin King, and what she say? I think she said, "You have no power over me," or whatever it is. Something like that. And the Goblin King lost all of his powers, and Toby returned. She had Toby back. And then her her mom and dad came home from whatever the hell they were doing out. So great movie. If you've never seen the movie Labyrinth, you got to check that movie out. It's a fantastic movie, kid movie, adult. You can check that out as well. Um, just a great story. David Bowie's awesome. Despite the little spandex he wears, it makes me uncomfortable. But that's my thing. That's my bag. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anybody else I know, probably back in the day, the ladies loved it. But myself, it's not a fan. Not a fan. But David Bowie is great in it. He is awesome. And you had Hoggle. The little I don't know whether if he was a gnome or what the hell he was. Hoggle. That's a great character there. Bluto. When I was a kid, I always pretend to be Bluto. I do calling the rocks all the time. And if you know, you like that. I'm kind of getting off topic here with the Kings, but we could talk Labyrinth for a couple minutes. It's my show, right? That's another Bluto was another great character. Ambrosius and what the hell is the other the the dog that rides the dog? I think Ambrosius is the sheepdog's name that the the other dog rode. I can't remember what that dog's name was though. Was it Sir Livitus or something like that? I don't remember exactly, but it's an awesome movie. It's really awesome. And what's the name of the chick though? I can't remember her name. It's is it Sarah? I don't remember if it's Sarah or not. But she was hot. Yeah, she was hot. David Bowie's tight spandex made me uncomfortable, but she brought me out of it. So good stuff there. All right. Oh yeah, the bog of eternal stench too. Oh my God. Yeah, you could smell the bog of eternal stench. That was the Kings in January. They were the bog of eternal stench. They come out of it smelling like roses right now. So all's good in the neighborhood right now. So looking at some stats here for the Kings, leading the team in goals and in points. Adrian Kempe, 25 goals, 23 assists, 48 points, plus minus of 16. Kopitar, 13 goals, 33 assists. He leads the team in assists. 46 points, a plus 10. Kevin Fiala, 23 goals, 15 assists, 38 points. He's sitting at a minus 6. Slowly digging his way out of the negatives there. But Fiala is playing some really good hockey right now. Quentin Byfield, 11 goals, 22 assists, 33 points, plus 7. Uh, like I said, he's been awesome. I can't speak highly enough about him. LaFerriere looks like he's starting to snap out of it a little bit. Started off hot, Kind of went through a lull, starting to pick it up again. 15 goals, 16 assists, 31 points, plus 15. Philip Deneau, 5 goals, 25 assists, 30 points, plus 10. Warren Fogle, 15 goals, 15 assists, 30 points at a plus 22. He leads the team in plus minus rating. Brant Clark, 4 goals, 21 assists, 25 points, plus minus of 8, plus 8. Trevor Moore, 10 goals, 15 assists, 25 points, plus 5. Alex Turcotte, 7 goals, 13 assists, 20 points, plus minus a plus 10. And Jordan Spence, 3 goals, 16 assists, 19 points, plus 15. Face-off win percentage, Kopi, 56.2, Philly D, 53.2, and Quentin Byfield, 43.4. Looking at the goalies, Darcy Kemper, 18-6-6. Record 18 wins, 6 losses, 6 overtime losses, 2.21 goals against, 918 save percentage. David Riddick, 12 wins, 11 losses, 1 overtime loss, 2.59 goals against, 892 save percentage. Looking at some team stats here, goals for the Kings are 22nd in the league at 160 goals for per game, 2.91, which is 16th in the league. Goals against, 139, which is second in the league, second fewest goals allowed. Goals allowed per game, 2.53. That's fifth in the league, fifth fewest. Power play, which is awful still, but last couple games has been pretty decent. But we'll see how if they can continue that. They're 29th at 15.6%. The penalty kill at 82.2%. They're fifth in the league. Shots per game, 27.8. That's 22nd in the league. Shots against per game, 25.5. That's second fewest in the league. And the face-off win percentage, 50.8%. That's 13th in the league. Not bad there. Some personal stats there. Kempe is 20th in the league in goals. Fiala 25th in goals. Kopitar is 42nd in assists. Darcy Kemper's 4th in goals against average and 4th in save percentage in the league. So good stuff there. And recently, so far in February, Kevin Fiala, 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 points, a plus 6 in February. Compare that to his January. He only had 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points, and a -1 in all of January. All of January. They had, what was it, 13? No. Yeah, they had 13 games in January. They were 5-7-1. So all of January, he's surpassed all that already. So good for him. Quentin Byfield, no goals in February, but he has 10 assists for 10 points, a +9 in February. And again, you look at January, he had 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points, a -7 in January. Total turnaround. And Trevor Moore, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points, +6 so far in February. And you look at January, he had no goals, 2 assists for 2 points and a -4. And again, that's 13 games in January compared to 6. And a little bit less than half of the games, these guys have surpassed, anything they did in January already. So that, great for them. Great to see them coming out of the funk, the team and stuff like that. So all good stuff there. So before I get out of here, I just want to talk about one more thing. Brant Clark, excuse me. I don't know, like what the deal is with like what Jim Hiller is trying to do with Brant Clark, but I know he did bench him for I think it was 1 or 2 games back in January. I think it was January, and then ever since then I think it was early February, and ever since then he's been like the Kings running 11-7. He's the 7th defenseman, so he's basically without a home. He's only getting like about 8 minutes per game. I think about last night's game, I think he was second fewest in minutes on ice, and that was behind who had fewer minutes than him. Shoot, I can't remember who it was, but it's not a things aren't going well for Brant Clark right now. And I don't know if it's something he did, something he said, something he's not showing on ice. Hiller doesn't trust him. I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly, but with his offensive uh, potential, you want him out there more often than not. And I would think anyway, at least in offensive situations. And right now it's just he's not getting much ice time at all. And there's not a whole lot you can do with just 8 minutes of ice time. He has to figure out a way to find his way back into the good graces of Jim Hiller and atone for whatever it is that he did. And I feel like a few weeks ago there was something in the media where he kind of wasn't fond of the idea of him playing offensively. He's saying he's a defenseman. He's not a winger or whatever. However, it went down, and so I don't know if that's something that pissed Jim Hiller off, but Jim Hiller's not happy about it. And this guy is supposedly the future of the team here, and it's something we talked about this past Friday. I talked about with Connor Doyle. The future of the Kings here, and Brant Clark's one of the more prominent names, and you have to wonder, what does this do for his psyche? What does this do for his confidence? And it can't be good. A young player like this, just getting I don't want to say left behind, kind of getting set off to the side. Just like if you have a box full of toys, there's that toy you're all excited to get. Well, now he just sits there collecting dust. Every once in a while you got to pick him up, maybe just to move him to get another toy. I don't know. So it's a bummer. It really is a bummer. I was hoping to see a lot more Brant Clark. And who knows? It's like we still got a chunk of games to go. Yeah, like 20, 25 to 27 games, somewhere around there. So it's not over yet, and there's still plenty of time for Brant Clark to get into the good graces of Jim Hiller, and we'll see what happens. So hopefully he figures it out. The trade deadline's fast approaching. I know his name popped up a couple times, and I really hope that they're not looking to trade Brant Clark away. I mean, if you're going to trade anybody away and look for a good haul, Brant Clark might be your guy because there is that huge upside to him, and he is so young. But I just really hope they don't go that route. I really do. And speaking of him, possibly complaining about having to play an offensive position every once in a while, then you see Adrian Kempe, you know, killing it on defense. Doing some great defensive things. Dropping back on defense when he has to, and and doing some terrific things. Absolutely great things. So that's something that Brant Clark maybe should be watching. It's you're a hockey team. You're a hockey unit out there. You're one of five when you're out there on the ice, and if it calls for you to go up there and play left wing or whatever, you go up there and you play left wing. So it's just one of those things, man. Hopefully it's a lesson learned for him. And if that is the issue, if it's not the issue, I don't know what the hell it is then. But yeah, Hiller's not happy with him for something. So all right. So before I get out of here, a couple things to take care of. Be sure to follow us for all of our shows at Out of the Box Sports, at OOT Box Sports on YouTube and X. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a follow on X. That way you can see all of our shows. We got a variety here. And if you're looking to do a show, reach out to us. Anything. Doesn't have to be sports related. Could be anything. Music, entertainment, whatever. Uh, check out my YouTube channel at the Batcave _ OOTBSE. That's at the Batcave _ OOTBSE. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I mentioned there recently, I'm going to start doing some non-sports type things on there. It's like shorts or whatever, and try to be a little bit funny and see if I can get some more subscribers there instead of begging and pleading. Give me a follow on X at SB _ Lair _ OOTBE. Once again, I messed that all up. On X, SB _ Lair _ OOTBE. That's on X. Give me a follow there. I appreciate I follow back. So, and if you want to help me out monetarily, visit www.dubby.gg. That's Dubby Energy Drink, energy drink in a powder form. Great stuff. They also have hydration drinks. If you're sick of Gatorade or you're sick of your Powerades or what have you, and water's just not doing it for you, be sure to check out W Energy and check out their hydro packs. They have sample packs. They have hydro tubs. They have energy drink sample packs as well, and the energy drink tubs. Great stuff. I've tried 2 flavors so far. I'm going to order another flavor here coming in the next day or two. I'm going to order another one, a different one. So far, I tried the Calio cream, which was mango and orange cream, which was fantastic. And the one I'm currently using now is and dragon fruit and strawberry lemonade. I can't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head. With the fancy name is I can't remember what it was. Oh crap! But anyway, yeah, that one's so far my favorite. To be honest with you, the dragon fruit and strawberry lemonade. Uh, I think it's awesome. It's a jitterless energy drink. You don't get the shakes or the heart palpitations, but you get that extra boost, that kick in the rear that you need every once in a while. So be sure to check them out. W Energy Drink. Use my promo code. All right, for 10% off your order. Use my promo code. Nobody else's. All right, don't use anybody else. Use mine. The Bat Cave, all one word. The Bat Cave. So it's right there for you. Bottom of my screen. The Bat Cave, all one word for 10% off your order. And they have shakers, they have swag, hats, shirts, gym bags, uh, all sorts of stuff, anime stuff, stickers, what have you. So be sure to check them out. It's a good product. I wouldn't steer you wrong. So no, it is seriously though. It is. Is it a good? It is a good product, and I stand by that. So all right, that's all I have for today. I appreciate everybody for checking the show out. And oh, you know what? Let me go over the show schedule here real quick before I forget for this week. So yeah, I did forget. So tonight you have Part-Time Marks at 10:30 p.m. They'll be talking Raw and NXT, I assume. Tomorrow morning I will be live with the Bat Cave talking New York Mets baseball. Dem 215 Boys, which is Cowboys Weekly now. That's at 9:30 p.m. Thursday around the NFL at 7 p.m. Friday morning, the Silver and Black Raiders, 9 a.m. And then Saturday night, Atomic Drop at 9 p.m. Either I'll be hosting that or Paul. Depends on if I have to work. And coming soon, Inside the Octagon will be returning soon as well. So keep your eyes open for that. And yeah, so thank you everybody for checking the show out. I appreciate it. Thank you for the comments. Eileen, Cowboy Dave, and Stacy, I appreciate it. And share the show out. Let me know your thoughts on it. What I could do better, or even if you just want to give me positive feedback, I'm for it. Negative feedback, I'm for it. Just don't be too hurtful. So I'd like to know your honest opinion. What can I do better? So that's all. All right. So that's all I have. Thank you. And until next time, go Kings, go.